Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, today we're tackling a really big one, something that keeps popping up in searches for 2025. AirTalk Wireless. Yeah, we're looking at that whole promise of free smartphones, sometimes even big names, plus free talk, text, data, all paid for by Lifeline and ACP, those government programs. It sounds incredible, obviously. These programs aim to bridge the digital divide,
Yeah.
but delivering on such a massive free promise, that gets complicated. So that's what we're digging into.
Exactly. And for the folks who qualify, low-income users, this isn't just nice to have, it's often a necessity. But you have to remember the scale we're talking about here. The FCC, they kind of mandate that these providers focus on reach, getting service out there broadly, not so much on like personalized customer care.
Yeah.
And that structure, well, it almost guarantees certain kinds of problems are baked right in from the start.
Okay, right. So let's start with the basics. Is it legit? How can they offer all this, especially those seemingly premium phones, without just going broke?
Oh, it's definitely legit. The scale proves it. Reports show they've crossed the 1 million subscriber mark in 2025. That's a massive number of people actively using the service, saving potentially hundreds a year. It works, functionally, for many. But here's the thing that makes the finances work. Those phones. They're heavily subsidized. Often, that means they're refurbished. And crucially, they're locked to AirTalk's network for, well, quite a while. That's part of the deal.
Ah, okay. So that huge user base confirms it's real, but that's also where you start seeing the cracks, the frustrations people report. Sounds like you need some patience.
A lot of patience, yeah. The biggest complaints consistently revolve around logistics and support. Or maybe the lack thereof. Think really long wait times if you need help. Trouble getting tracking info for your phone. Just difficulty reaching an actual human being.
And it links back to that volume thing you mentioned.
Exactly. Distribution first, support maybe later. But the phone lock, that's a huge friction point. The government funding rules often mean there's a mandatory lock-in. We're talking 180 days sometimes.
6 months. Wow.
Yeah. And that's why users feel stuck. You can't easily switch providers, sometimes can't even port your number easily if you leave. It's a real barrier.
And it's not just about the contract terms, right? People report getting phones that have immediate issues. We're not just talking cosmetic scratches. We've seen these reports multiple times where phones arrive and the battery health is already shot,
Okay.
like 70% capacity.
Right out of the box. So you're tethered to a charger immediately, kind of defeats the mobility aspect of a mobile phone.
Yeah, really.
And then that poor support compounds the hardware problems, which then ties into those worrying stories about service just getting cut off. Now, sometimes it's legit eligibility rechecks, that happens, but other times it seems linked to confusing federal rules about regular usage. Proving you need the Lifeline can be tricky.
So pulling this all together, what does this mean for you, the listener, considering AirTalk? It's real, it's legitimate, but
it comes with major red flags. That's the simplest way to put it. It works for some, definitely, but for others, it's a source of serious frustration.
so the final call really depends on you, doesn't it? On whether you really understand the rules going in, and if you don't mind dealing with, well, a slower, less responsive system.
That's the core calculation, I think. You have to weigh those undeniable free benefits, the phone, the data, against the potential cost in your time, your effort, and frankly, your patience. If you need rock-solid support and a guaranteed new device, look elsewhere. But if the biggest data plan under ACP is your priority and you can handle troubleshooting or delays, maybe it works for you.
Okay, considering that scale over 1 million users, mostly with refurbished phones locked for months, here's something to chew on. Is this huge government program mainly about providing that crucial lifeline, that connectivity, or is it also, maybe unintentionally, creating this massive sort of captive market for older tech, for refurbished hardware? Just a thought to explore. That's all for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.